Mhm. I'm Tamiko, she, her pronouns, and I'm the practice owner and speech language pathologist here at Duncan Lake Speech Therapy. So, one thing that we scored relatively low on in our B assessment when we initially did it was environmental impact. Not because we aren't doing things, but because we're so small, we never monitored it. So, there were never systems put in place for us to be able to um, look at our impact in that way. So, last year we made a huge switch. Here at the office from one-time use products to multi-time use products. Especially, we have feeding therapy here, so no more paper plates. We switched from paper towel to reusable towels and things like that. We also started composting here. So the next big thing is for us to monitor our usage of electricity and things like that. We do. Our building is very nearly green certified, so we do have ways to make sure that our energy is coming from green energy and things like that. So we're going to be improving that this year. That's our big focus. Governance is also an area that's super important to me. So making sure that our employees are well taken care of here. So we're always trying to add benefits every year. So we're going to take a look at that, especially as it pertains to childcare.
Being able to make small contributions to how you're impacting the environment you live in is a great way to start that. I really love hearing that you're working on conserving your energy, but also too working on ways that you can eliminate waste. You guys really do a great job in terms of governance, right? So making sure that you are talking actively about the policies that are happening that directly impact the care economy, right? Being able to take care of your team members in case of child care is needed or even elder care. Those are really powerful investments that businesses really need to build into their organizations in order to adapt with the changing times. I mean, it's really what's going to help you guys to survive. But also, too, I want to point out as well that you've really done a great job with using your social media platforms to really educate your community members in terms of how we can have better responses to ICE, but also, too, better responses to how we can collectively come together.
One thing that we've really focused on, and it has been within the last, we've always been very open about our values. Like if you go on our webpage, where we stand, this is an open and affirming place for everybody.
Yes.
And one of the things that we've really hunkered down on over the last couple of months has been we can do what we can outside the walls of this clinic, but we can really control what happens here. So what can we do to make sure that our community is supported? So we do have a free little pantry here at our clinic for anybody that needs to take it. We also were a part of MDHHS's Take Control of Your Birth Control campaign, where people can come and receive contraception.
Why does owning a B Corp matter to you?
So when I opened this business, I knew that it needed to be a business that I could sleep at night with, right? Like I could go to bed at night and be like, okay, I lived into my own personal values. Like I can be okay with that. So from the start, we were already sort of fulfilling some of the B Corp standards, like before I even knew what it was. So it seemed just like a very natural transition to just do this. What I really like about it though is and I've told this to the staff here, it keeps me accountable to them, it keeps them accountable to me, it keeps us accountable to each other, and then us accountable to the community. And that has been super helpful, I think. Not that we wouldn't be doing these things, but I like having that transparency, so people know that we're not just talking the talk here, we're doing the stuff. So because I think that a lot of that tends to happen as well, but we're really working to make sure that we're doing the things that we talk about here. And like I said, it fits into what we're already doing, so it was a natural transition.
And I love hearing that, and I feel like that's also been a very resounding response from a lot of B locals in the state of Michigan that have mentioned to me. It's we've already been doing a lot of the work to begin with, so it just only made sense to become certified. And it's incredible because, like you said, to be able to say, yes, my business has already been making big impacts in environmentalism, governance, community, as well as just being a helpful thought partner to really bounce ideas off of. It's really valuable because I feel once you're in the community, then it really becomes wow, you've been doing it this way. How can I really learn from you? And then while still having a actual guideline of where you can then measure those goals to ensure that you're meeting them, while also still growing into the future, again, is really what's going to help you in the long run, which I find to be very just helpful, right? Because then it's like you don't end up forgetting everything. Because I feel like a lot of times business can be done in a vacuum, right? But it's like it doesn't have to be. Being able to have folks that are within the B local community to keep you accountable, but also then being able to have that measurement tool overall just really helps you to stay current. How has using the B impact assessment influenced concrete changes in your operations, such as governance, workers, community, or environmental practices?
So it shifted a lot of stuff for us because like I said, a lot of the stuff we just weren't monitoring. Like the environmental stuff in particular, because that was our lowest score. So to even be like, oh, we just need to find out like a way to like codify this into our handbook, and like was such an easy change for us and like a simple little thing. We just needed to have the framework to do it. So like I mentioned a couple of different things to you earlier about our environmental impact. As well as with our workers, we looked at like paid time off, and we looked at different benefits, and we looked at pay structure, and we looked at all of these different things to make sure that we were being fair with how we're compensating people. The other big thing too, and this is, and I did not think that this would be helpful, is the big piece of financial transparency with everybody here as far as governance goes. So there are no secrets here at all ever as far as finances go. Our books are open for the staff to see. So when we go over it quarterly, we go, this is how much we spent, this is how much we made. And that has been super helpful in decision-making processes, because that also is a big part of governance, right? Is making sure that it's more of a democratic process. I'm not just deciding what we're doing from the top. It's everybody has a say in this. So that's been helpful as well. Client engagement, that was a big one. We have the best clients because of our values and things. We have a very, very loyal client base here, I will say. But I never had a way to I never thought like, oh, I should be telling them about some of these things that we're doing, or like transparency in that way with them, which has been really helpful. So that's been something we've also implemented, as well as like more formal like feedback. How can we make things better? Things like that. Because we have feedback from them constantly, but it's never formal. So it's like nice to be able to do that. So, but yeah, that's just, there's like a million different things that we've changed, just little bits to be able to not just be a B Corp, but because that is the point, and also not the point. The point is that we're doing a good job for the people that we're serving and the people that are here. But so yeah, we've changed a lot.
And that is such a unique perspective, and I really want to like focus in on that. The fact that you really created a space where not even just your team members get to have an equal say in how the organization is run, but also your community members too. It's a great way, like you said, in governance to really bridge the gap between both of your team members, but also the community members, to have that voice. So that way, like you said, it's running more of a democrat versus like a dictatorship, which I really admire, because again, it's like those voices are really what's going to help to diversify your business, but also to continuously keep you relevant as the years come, but also as new generations come in, right? It's incredible work.
Agreed. I agree. And some of the stuff too, like, I don't know why I was so nervous about doing things like this. Like, it just like client surveys. Some of the suggestions that our clients had were so like thoughtful, and like, oh, you want a play group over the summer? Like, we can do that. Like, that's like a silly thing I just never thought anybody would want. Or like, what's another thing that was suggested and we did? There were a lot of different things that, a client, like a way to access homework and things like that for speech. So now we have like a client, or like our own separate like client library of resources that we have that our clients can log into and have access to whenever they want. So, but I just never thought anybody would want that. So you got to ask the people.
How has becoming B Corp certified shaped your mission and culture today?
So I think being a part of the B Corp community has been really helpful in shaping our mission, not necessarily because it's changed our mission, because our mission it's been really similar. It's been the same throughout the existence of the company.
Yeah.
But what has shifted is my mindset around it. West Michigan is its own kind of place. And when you have a mission or a vision, values forward company like we do, that might not align with that of the majority. It's a little scary sometimes. And it's like, well, they tell you in business, like, you shouldn't be speaking out about these things, and you shouldn't, like, you're a business owner, like you're the boss, and everybody's got to listen to you, and like things like that. And I just felt so that was just not how I was going to run this place. So being a part of the community of people who also that feel very similar to me was very like validating and like strengthened me in my approach to how we're going to do things. So we're going to go even harder into it now. So it has strengthened the mission, if nothing else.
Really establishing a place that's more people-centric and wanting to put those needs first, as well as ensuring that you are acting civically responsibly by getting engaged with policy, knowing what's happening in the current pipelines as to what could affect your business or the communities you serve in. It really, again, just shows the commitment your business has had to, again, being a force for good, which I really admire. And it makes sense why you won our Good for Michigan Awards back in 2024, really. The award
governance.
Thank you. I was going to say,
which I felt like so good about, because anybody who owns a business knows that like one of the hardest things is like, am I just like a terrible boss? Am I just like terrible? So to see that there are things in place here that make us a good place to work, and we have very little turnover. Like, people are happy working here. People are thriving working here. It really makes me happy. And that was like a very proud moment for me in 2024. So I was very happy to be the recipient of that.
And we were excited to honor that to you, just because, again, I feel like through social media, but also just whenever you're interacting in the community, you have been a powerful voice in saying, no, this is the type of world we should shape. One that is really built on localism, grounded in sustainability, as well as one that is civically engaged, not even just with policy, but with our communities, to ensure that there's support everywhere. And I've really seen that just by getting to know a lot of your team members too. I've heard that you've provided a lot of great educational experiences for them to continuously learn and improve on their skill sets, but also too, like you said, by creating a healthy work-life balance where they do get that extra care, but also that support in case they ever need time away.